Yo, yo. What is poppin'? Yo, Ava, that's based as fuck. But if I had three wishes, the first one I'd do is wish that I could go back in time and that I could have a big stick with me when I do so. A big old stick. And then that lizard that crawled out from the ocean, the one that was like, how lizard that made evolution happen for mammalian life. Just want to take a stick and just beat it back into the water and be like, no, go back. Just kidding. No. If I had a wish, I'd just like wipe out all life on Earth. That's what I'd do. No, but it's funny imagining myself going back in time and just beating a lizard. Be like, get back into the fucking ocean, you little weirdo fish. You're not gonna do this to us. Millions, millions of years just suffering because of you. Ah, see, now I'm playing a game. It's like, look at this barbarity. We just run around with an axe and kill each other or whatever, and like crossbows and stuff. It's medieval stuff. You know, people don't even believe in the medieval times. It's wild. And I just got absolutely annihilated by like three dudes. Ooh, ooh. So we're all about having fun vibes on this EFIList channel. We're all about enjoying our time on Earth, even though we're I basically am an advocate for ethical sadism. Basically, be an ethicist, be an altruist, but at the same time, just find life like hilarious in every moment of how horrible it is. You know, I mean, it's hard to do. It's honestly hard to do. Ever since I've met Shamira and began to have like empathy for people's suffering, it's kind of been hard to be a sadist. But I can still conjure. I can still conjure my old sadistic self, and I can just be like, yeah, man, just lol, just the absurdist attitude combined to like the maximum. Oh, yeah. Oh, oh, that man gave me a little jab, jib jab. Oh, yeah. Horizon Forbidden West updated. I didn't even know that game still had updates going on. But honestly, I'm kind of tempted to play that now. Oh, yeah, this game is too laggy for me to play, honestly. I think I'm gonna play Horizon Zero Dawn. Well, Forbidden West. Agree on absurdism. Oh, hell yeah. Comrade. That was, yeah. I can't tell my, yeah, there we go. Absurdism is based if you combine it with other things. Absurdism and stoicism are really good for the self, but they kind of a lot of times ignore everybody else. So you kind of have to combine absurdism and stoicism with EFILism and utilitarianism, and then you just get like the little mint, the little. It's just the perfect of both worlds. Help other people out. You try to do your best part, make your life justified, and you kind of just cruise along, as best as you can. Not saying I'm like a real good champ at that. Every once in a while, you just kind of break down, and every other time you break down. Sometimes you just break down, and other times you break down, if you know what I mean. And that's really depends on the day, depends on the mood. Probably gonna have like a mental breakdown in like 6 days from now because it's gonna be like the anniversary of like my friend's suicide. I'm gonna be like, yeah, the world's fucking sucks. And then, I'll probably have like a little bit of a breakdown for like a couple days, and then I'll be like, I'm good again. It's just gonna be a recurring cycle. Look at this dude. Hmm. Actually, no, I shouldn't play this. Fuck this. This game I can play when not live streaming. We're gonna play. Yo, is Soft Apple here? Soft Apple dude here? Are you here, my dude? Because I'm about to play When the Seagulls Cry. And that means we're gonna be moving along into like this third part of the first chapter. Yep. Boom. And here we go. Alright, turn that off. The four of us cousins were enjoying our stories, just shooting the breeze. Anyways, there were both girls and guys here. Plus, we had people over a wide spread of ages, adults, high school, and elementary school. Even if we just talked about our own lives, the other three kept listening attentively. I think I'm finally getting used to all this. Jessica and Maria have grown more than I could have imagined in the past 6 years. Basically, if you're watching this, it's about a family, a bunch of rich people going to this island because their grandfather's about to like take, well, his grandfather, a couple of other people's dad or whatever, or like stepdad, is about to take the L. He's just dying in like 3 months, and so they're like divvying the will out and stuff like that. And yeah, shit gets funky wonky eventually. For now, it doesn't get funky wonky. By the way, this game is 120 to 150 hours basically. So we can play this for a long time. hmm There's been many, many episodes of me playing. Yep. When the seagulls cry. Here we go. Back at it again. To be honest, I was feeling a bit uncomfortable, but talking like this, I guess, that on the inside, nothing really changed since back then. I agree. You haven't changed a bit, even after 6 years. Even though your body's gone gigantic, you're still a kid inside. Yeah, I'm a kid too. Yep, you are, Maria. gonna transform from kid into a cute young lady, aren't you? Basically, he's a total pervert, but he's the main character. This is basically any Japanese game for you. Wow. No orange. This guy right here at the right, he's a real Chad. His name's George. George is a real G. George. Boy, George. He studies hard in school. Atler over here on the left, he doesn't study at all. He doesn't. I mean, to be fair, you don't have to study. You can just do whatever you want. But he's also kind of a pervert too. So I mean, Balor's kind of a dickhead. Damn. Rip Balor. Just kidding. No. You know, that's because you're always studying, George. Battler's probably out here partying. Yeah, all you do is talk about exams, George. People talk about exams when they're talking to you just to make you feel comfortable, George. You're such a loser. No, I'm just kidding. Love you, George. This is a fucking dinner event happening yet, or no? Pardon me. Your meal is ready. Yes, dinner. Timid knocking sound, and equally timid voice of a young woman came through the door. Jessica answered brightly. I got 10 hours into this game once, but then I figured I'd live stream the game. So, because it's literally like 150 hours, so I didn't actually get like very far into it when it comes down to it. You remember Badler, right? Jessica stood up and opened the door. There stood a servant girl who must have been about our age. It's been quite some time since we last met, Badler-sama. It's nice to see you after 6 years. It's me, Shannon. Trembling a little as she noticed me, she bowed deeply. Ah, Jessica, had me surprised, but you look like Shannon. You turned into a total little beauty too. Haven't you? Yo, he's always hitting on literally everybody. You are too kind. Still, the food on this island must be really nutritional, huh? What are you eating, and how are you training to get? Okay, he's just laying it on. He is a pervert to the heart, and wow, he does he just do it to every single girl he met. I mean, I guess that's probably why he's canonically still single. So, I mean, to be fair, I'm single too, and I don't ask people to touch their breasts. So, I mean, you know what? Me and Battler are in the same boat, regardless if he's a pervert and I'm not. So, honestly, maybe the world just sucks. Me and Battler are in the same boat, regardless of economic class and perversion. Full pans poised and sledge from mouth I close in. For the sake of justice and my personal honor, I like to point out that I don't suffer from some strange disease to make my lymph nodes gentilous. What the fuck? Should only be prevented by violent breath. Praise be this curse from the Lord. This is just better style of method of communication. Like that ever happen. But it does because at this point she's a fucking simp maid, so she's not gonna do shit for Shat. She's just gonna be like, okay. Yeah, Jessica, there you go. Jessica's a real G, sticking up for all the queens. Based. I guess at least he's not like he's like a pervert, but at least he's not like a real pervert because you gotta see his internal monologue. He didn't actually want to touch her. So I mean, at least he's not like an actual like he's still a perv, but at least he's not like an actual perv. He doesn't actually want to. He's still a coward. But you are an important guest, Butler Sama. Yeah, but that doesn't mean you get a guest touch your breast, chief. That's if like some hot chick came to my house and just grabbed my crotch. I mean, to be fair, I would be like, God damn, that's pretty forward of you. But at the same time, I'd be like, God damn, philosophically, this is sexual assault. So ten centimeters or so airspace. You better scramble the jets immediately. Basically, enter Ukraine's airspace. Ukraine has the right to shoot down the Russian jet. But unfortunately, America can't have a no-fly zone because that would be a war. We always get political here. You can. No. She wants to get hit by an attractive lady. I understand the desire. I cannot fulfill your request. You really blew on him, man. Because I'm pretty sure. Nah, man, you don't understand. Some dudes are into getting hit by attractive women. You blue balling him here. He's really getting into it. Because this is my dude. Then I'll make it in order. Next time Bat Raccoon tries to touch your breast, counterattack with a slap. There you go, George. Your fellow comrade. He really gets it. Yes, as you wish. I remember the first time I got slapped by a hot chick, just like it was yesterday. Just kidding. It's because I said her actual name, and her actual name. She hates when people call her by her actual name, so I would do that all the time. And she was like, "If you do that, I'm gonna slap you." And I was just like, "Insert real name," and then she was just slapping me. And in that moment, I was just like, "Something has awoken in me." Just kidding. I'm not kidding though. 6 years ago, you might have been mistaken for a servant's daughter who lent a hand at your parents' work. But now you're a full-fledged adult servant. How long have you been working here? Well, I had the pleasure of serving this household for about 10 years. Shannon. Kid we met earlier, Kanekun, a little brother. He's not exactly my little brother. Still, he loves me like a big sister. He didn't cause you any trouble, did he? Nah, he's just a little bit of a punk ass bitch. But other than that, he's a real G with all the servants and is a cool guy. Haha, he's the same as always. If he were just a bit more sociable, yeah, he's quiet as shit. I apologize if he's caused you any trouble. He's the only person that has like 10 dots in a row for dialogue. Didn't cause any trouble at all. As a fellow man, I understand how moody you can get all that. What the fuck? It's no surprise he's unsociable. To be fair, everybody gets moody in their teenage years. I was a real fiery asshole. It's like eating Taco Bell and then convert that into a personality. It's just a lot of bullshit. It's what it's like to be a psychopath in your teenage years. Just a little shithead. Just like Canon. Just this book is like bigger than the King James Bible by like twice. So we're basically reading the Bible 2 times over. Ah, yes, I'm sorry. Your meal has been fully prepared, so please allow me to guide you all to the mansion. So, shall we go to the mansion? Everyone's probably hungry, right? Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Godon-san's food. That guy was apparently a chef at this famous hotel, so he's super good at cooking. Oh, I can't wait. Let's go, Maria. We're gonna stuff ourselves like pigs. Stuff ourselves like pigs. Cringe. No, no, you can't take everything Baylor says seriously, okay? Because he's always just joking around. Okay, let's go. Under Shannon's guide, we headed towards the mansion. It's the rose garden. Weird maze, I'm sure, is gonna be Something murder or some shit will happen in it. Genji-san. Thank you, been quite well, and by last summer you become a splendid young man. You are beginning to resemble the master in his youth. Look like grandfather? Guess that means grandfather was pretty popular with the ladies then, when he was young. He, from here on, I shall take Shunan's place and accompany you. Please, come this way. Beatrice? Is it gonna be Beatrice? Ooh, what's it gonna be? It's Beatrice. The Queen. Hmm. It was an awfully big portrait, hanging right in front of the stairs that rose to the second floor. Without thinking, I stopped walking, captivated by it. Since I stopped so fast, Marie was following behind me, ran to my back. What? Oh, sorry. Hey, Jessica, has that picture always been there? I pointed at the big, prominently displayed portrait in the hall. Everyone else stopped too. Oh, right. Well, you last came here, that hadn't been hung yet, had it? When was it again? Well, if my memory doesn't fail me, it was put on display sometime around the year before last. You are correct, sir. In April of the year before last, the master put it on display there, having previously ordered a painter to create it. Grandfather did that. So he paid to have it painted just for him? Huh. The portrait suited this Western mansion, and that had a woman elegantly dressed gave off a sense of refinement. I couldn't have guessed her age, but her sharp eyes and the strong will she seemed to possess made her look youthful. She seemed somehow different from the composed, middle-aged woman you often see in famous pictures. If she'd had normal black hair, I might have assumed it was a portrait of my long-deceased grandmother in her prime. However, she had beautiful blonde hair and didn't look Japanese at all. So, just who is this lady? Marie answered that simple question enthusiastically, as though proud she knew the answer. Hmm, I know. She's Beatrice. Oh, that's creepy. Beowa? Beatrice. She's a witch. Didn't you ever hear stories about her long ago? A witch? You mean the witch of this island? I think I already said this, but Rukunaja is a small island, only 10 kilometers in circumference. However, that's actually pretty massive considering that only the Yukushima family lives here. So only the harbor and the area around the mansion were set up to be lived in. Beyond that, the island remains as untouched as when it was uninhabited. The vast and empty forest had absolutely no lights, phones, or people passing through. To understand how dangerous that is, you need to forget your common senses as a city dweller. After all, if you happen to fall down a hole in the depths of the forest and sprain your ankle, no one would come to save you, no matter how much you cried or screamed. Then once the sun went down, the forest would be wrapped in complete darkness, since there would be no streetlights. And since there were no signs, it would be easy to get lost and confused, losing your sense of direction in that dark forest. Not really, it's just an island. You can just like walk the edge. Nowadays, most people see a forest as a peaceful place. But to the people of bygone eras before the lights of civilization drove the night, forests were as geographically separated from civilization as the sea. There were oceans above the ground. Fishermen who go out into the ocean are putting their lives at risk despite their technological knowledge. In the same way, hunters who go out to the forest are in danger despite having specific knowledge of their own. If children were to go play in dangerous forests, something terrible might happen, Ripperoni. Someone's parents must have thought so. And hence the legend of the witch. Hmm. I see. Still, I forgot that witch in the legend had an elegant name like Beatrice. So, did grandfather go out of his way to have a portrait made just because we grandchildren didn't believe the story? She's the witch from grandfather's delusions. Ever since he had this picture hanged, he's been having harder and harder time telling the difference between truth and fantasy. To us, she's just a witch that exists in grandfather's mind, but to him, she's a being that exists on this island. Exists. He says he had the painting made because the rest of us would be incapable of understanding otherwise. The whole thing's creepy as hell. My lady. This portrait is precious to the master. I beg of you, do not say such things in front of him. I know. Even if you didn't tell me, I'd never do something like that. Jessica glanced at the portrait with an irritated gaze before turning away. Let's go, says George. We're making everyone wait in the dining room. Ooh. Rudolph the Third. Women have no home in Negro. Oh my god, life is pain. Okay, I'm gonna just. I'm not gonna end the broadcast. I was debating about doing that, but no. Just gonna big chill.
there's a way to access the internet. There's also a way for other people to get into your brain. I don't know, man. That seems like a bad idea. That seems like a really bad idea. You really want a brain chip to tackle this problem when there's diet and exercise, of course, but granted that's difficult for a lot of people. There's genetic factors as well that play into that. But you also have the gastric bypass surgery. You also have now this new pill which helps people lose weight. You just take a pill and you lose weight. You feel like you're eating like normal. You don't have that thing. Do you really want a brain chip, man? He made headlines late last year when he said he was so confident in the device's safety that he would be willing to implant them in his children. On at least 4 occasions since 2019, Musk predicted Neuralink would begin human trials, but the company only sought FDA approval in early 2022, and the agency rejected the application. 7 current and former employees took lawyers to court. What's so amazing to me is Elon Musk is one of these guys who acts like, I care about freedom, I care about liberty. And then at the same time, this is the anti-freedom, anti-liberty, sort of weird sci-fi futuristic techno-authoritarianism that should scare the shit out of you. Right? Like, shouldn't this scare the shit out of you to put a chip in your brain? That seems like it's a colossal invasion of privacy. Even if you think, yeah, there are reasons why I want this thing, it's like, do you really? I don't think you thought this through enough, man. You want, like, companies to have access to directly what's going on in your brain? You want the government to have access to directly what's going on in your brain? It just seems like such a ill-thought-out, bad idea. So this story is fun. Thousands flocked to see miracle sister Wilhelmina Lancaster, whose body shows no decay 4 years after death. So a lot of people are claiming miracle is a miracle. Just look, just look. So this is what she looks like. Again, she was buried for 4 years. I don't know, man. Those hands seem like they are decaying to me. Those like numb hands seem like they are decaying. Her face is still relatively intact. I'm probably going to get not only demonetized in this video, hopefully there's not more consequences for showing something like this. But yeah, thousands of Catholics are now showing up because they feel like, oh, this is a huge deal. This is a miracle. We're seeing a real life miracle. So a lot of people are calling for her to become a saint, but apparently the church only considers it 5 years or more after death. They don't do it in 4 years. Anyway, that's just the political situation around it. So let me read some of this for you because there's some hilarious parts in here. Now it sounds fiction. Wait, how could it be hilarious when you're dealing with somebody who's dead? But you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. A nun whose exhumed body showed nearly no signs of decomposition 4 years after she died is drawing thousands of Catholics hoping to witness the alleged miracle to the sisters' rural Missouri monastery. The visitors are coming from all over the country to see and touch the body. I don't know, man. Is that a good idea?
Here are 4 myths about schizophrenia that you should be aware of. The first one is that people often think that schizophrenia is multiple personalities, but it's actually talking about a split from reality rather than a split from personalities. Multiple personalities is actually called dissociative identity disorder. It is a completely different illness. The next myth is that people who are living with schizophrenia are violent or dangerous. This is not the case, and the actual rate of violence in people who are living with schizophrenia is the exact same as the general population. And actually, people who are living with schizophrenia are more likely to be the victims of violence than the perpetrators. The next myth is that schizophrenia only involves hallucinations or delusions. These are what's called the positive symptoms of schizophrenia. There are also what's called negative symptoms as well as cognitive symptoms. These include things like blunted affect or reduced motivation, reduced concentration, or difficulties with train of thought or scattered thinking. And the last myth I want to touch on is that schizophrenia can be treated. While it is true that there's currently no cure for schizophrenia, it absolutely can be managed, and people who are living with schizophrenia can lead full and meaningful lives even with the illness. Through things like medication, rehabilitation practices, and psychosocial therapies, an individual can absolutely achieve this. There are 4 myths about
Yup. Goodbye. No one's here, so.